Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Cities Skylines, and welcome back to Dorchester as you've never seen it before. I've been reading the comments. I've seen that you guys want me to put some European buildings in here, so I got to work. And by got to work, I mean, well, honestly, I went ahead and made 2 districts in and around the city center, and it's all European, which I think is going to look really, really cool once we go ahead and fill this area out back here. Because my thinking is that obviously this is all going to be considered sort of the old town, which I think is fair enough. I like to imagine, you know, at some point they would have put like a big avenue through there or whatever, but these roads are all like, I don't want to say they're messy, they're not curvy or anything like that. And to be totally honest, curved roads in city skylines with the European buildings honestly don't look very good, because the European buildings rely on being tiled so that they're actually like stacked together like this. So this is as close to like, you know, tight-knit little European roads as we're going to get here in Dorchester. I'm not going to lie, it's not perfect, and it wasn't planned, but I saw you guys wanted me to do some European stuff, and I kind of forgot that I could do it, so I went ahead and put that in there. That's not the only change since the last episode, though. I spent about an hour between episodes just putting a couple of other little things in there. I've also updated a lot of the public transport, which we'll get to in just a second. But one of the smaller things that you won't notice if I don't tell you about is that this junction has timed traffic lights. And it's set up in such a way that we've done before, where pedestrians cannot cross while traffic is moving. The reason we don't let that happen is because at a junction like this, for example, these guys are able to go onto that road while pedestrians can also cross over, which means traffic will slow down, which we don't want to happen. So that's why this junction is set up the way that it's set up. You might also be noticing this road here no longer has any traffic on it. That's because I went ahead and got rid of the old tunnels that connect down to that highway and the connections over here as well. That's just because those roads were temporary. I'm going to be honest, they were never going to be staying. And this solution here, where there's no connection whatsoever, probably not going to be permanent either. I do want to connect to this. But in the meantime, also, you can be demolished there. In the meantime, I have been busy elsewhere. There is a big old one-way road that goes around. You can see there the arrows. A big old one-way road that goes around the entirety of this area at this point. There's a bunch of old time policies at play in there as well. And you might have noticed this. This whole area has been built out a little bit. It's got a new high school in there, which is, you know, got a decent number of students in there. It's got like a little park thing next to it as well. And it's got a connection over to this side of the city, which is all sorts of interesting. I don't want to say I was going to say crazy. It's not really. It's just a couple of roads, to be totally honest. But it's a working connection that isn't actually backing up all that much, which is kind of great. Obviously, the buses are ever so slightly causing some traffic problems over here, but I'm not really too stressed about that. The reason my buses are going a little bit crazy right now is because I've just redone all of the bus lines. And the way I did that was, let's see here. Let's go in and just turn some of these off so we can start with the red one there. So the red bus line is going around here. You can see it sort of goes, what is that, clockwise around this right half of this part of the city. The green bus line goes clockwise around the left half of this part of the city. And the blue one sort of does this, which is, I know is a little bit weird, but essentially it's a way to sort of go from here to there directly, which is probably not going to be super popular. It's reasonably popular, so that's kind of all that is. This white line is a line that will go from the tourism, from the hotels up to the bus station, and is not really all that popular, but fair enough. This orange line, which is also not all that popular, goes from right about here by the path that connects to the campus to the right, goes to about here, goes to the train station, goes down to the bus station, then kind of loops out in a weird way. It has a stop down here because why not? It has a stop here because why not? Although admittedly, looking at that, I'm not sure why it turns to the right. That's a bit weird. It should probably just go straight on, but fair enough. Maybe if we do a little bit of, you can merge there if you so desire. I don't know if that'll fix things or not for the buses, but yeah, it didn't really do anything. But essentially, it just sort of does its thing. If I do that, that lets it go straight on, which is fair enough. So it goes, straight on. It does its thing. It has a stop here because why not? Then it just goes back out to that stop. And then our other bus line, this one is just a mess because it can be. Loops around this area because it needs a connection. Has a stop inside of the mall, which is super busy, by the way. Also, this was an idea that I don't remember who it was. I don't remember the username, and it's bugging me. Give me a second. It was this comment right here. It was Kira Keeper. You could put a taxi stop inside the mall and have taxis driving there too. You are absolutely right that I could, and I did. And I think it looks really cool. It actually sort of looks like little entrances to the mall, almost. They are, honestly, I have no idea if they get used, but it will allow taxis to drive in there, kind of similarly to the buses going in there as well. So that was a thing that I figured we could do as well. Put the taxi stands in there, so taxis will maybe go out that way. And I don't remember if I've made any other changes. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I did. I think that's pretty much everything. So what I want to do today is just let the population climb a little bit. It did drop off massively when I rezoned all of this space to be European, so we're gonna be waiting for that to happen. I'm not too concerned about traffic here. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen a lot of comments that are like, hey man, when are you gonna deal with that traffic problem you got going on there? You got any of that traffic management? Nope. All right, maybe next time. I don't know. I really don't know. I understand. I get it. I'm a big fan of, when traffic is neatly managed. Myself, I know it might not look like it right now, but I genuinely am. I love a good bit of traffic management, but I'm just not feeling it at the minute. I'm enjoying just building stuff. And I know I've said this, and I know I'm repeating myself here, but every episode I'm seeing these same comments from usually the same people, which kind of makes me think that they don't really watch the video the entire way through. But that's beside the point, really. We'll not get into the details of that. The point is, I'm having fun, and I'm going to continue to do so, and that's going to be all we say about it. I'm not going to rattle on about this every single episode, I promise. I wanted to just reiterate, just in case the people that are, saying this are like, oh, I actually might watch the entirety of the episode this time. And if you do, then thank you. But yeah, I'm just having fun. That's all I want to do. So that is all I'm going to do. Now let's go ahead and get started with something that I said I wanted to do today, which was this park that we're gonna have here. I'm not gonna do all of the detailing, I don't think, but I want to try and get like a decent little chunk of it done if we can, just to get this thing looking really nice. Because I have also seen a few comments that were like, hey, you've got like a really interesting layout you could potentially do there with that park. You could make it look really nice. Are you gonna? And that's kind of the plan, for sure, is to hopefully make it look nice. Whether or not it does at the end is going to be a different story, but I'm definitely hoping to make it look decent. I'm not too worried about that being a bit weird there, but yeah, that's kind of the plan. Make the park look nice, make it sort of a real kind of central, I don't want to say hub for the city, but like a central point, essentially, is what I think it should be. So that's what we're going to try and do. Now let's go ahead and just move this guy to about there. And then we'll just move this guy down to meet up with the, actually, no, we'll go to there and put in another little bit of this, this fence. And then move that to meet the concrete barrier about there. And I think there's a bit of a curve going. Yeah, there is. So we'll do this. And that looks all right to me. Doesn't look too terrible. We can maybe just smooth that corner out a little bit. Again, not perfect, but once trees are in there and all that stuff, you're never going to notice. All right. So it's not the end of the world if the fences there aren't, you know, exactly perfect. So that is, that's just the way we're going to look at that. We're going to just run you into there as well. And I think that gives us a pretty good area to work with. I do want to extend down into this area as well, which we will do. But I don't know if I want to do it yet. So we'll do these two spaces to start with, and then we'll go and do more of it later, is what I'm thinking. So let's get some paths in here. We don't need to go too crazy with these. We're just going to do a couple of little straight sections of path. What we can do is go to grid snapping, and hopefully I can get it to snap to that bit of grid. Not really. That's unfortunate, but I can get it here. So I guess we just do that. We'll just have it sort of align with the key is what we'll do, and go down to somewhere in there. We're going to have to put an entrance into that space is what I'm thinking. So you can go to there. You can go to about there. I think we could get a nice little curve in there. Yeah, that looks all right. It's a little bit steep, but we can hide some of that with some trees. And I guess over here, let's honestly just go bulldoze you. We'll put you right there and connect those together. And it's, again, not perfect, but I'm not going to stress too much about it. 2 by 2. There we go. So that's going to be section number 1 of our park here. And I guess bulldoze you and put, I don't know, section 2 right in here. That will probably do the job. That's apparently too short. That's great. All right. Let's move you along a little bit then. And we'll do section 2, you know, there and there. And those can just be brought out to, let's see, where does this line up? If we get grid snapping turned off again? We do. Okay. So this should be in line with that, essentially. So we'll turn off grid snapping so I can get this to actually work here. Actually, I can just do this, can't I? So do that, and then do that. And again, that looks okay. It's not perfect. It's not, you know, super curvy or anything, but I'm kind of okay with that. We can, you know, hide our crimes, as we always do. We'll hide our crimes with a bunch of trees, a bunch of plants, a bunch of detailing, all that kind of stuff, and we'll make it look nice and pretty is what we'll do. And I think we're also going to have to take the trees off of this road because I think that's going to be too much. But I really don't want to do that because it's going to... it's going to mess up my lane management is what it's going to do. Great. Okay. That's going to be the last thing I do in here. Oh, also, a little bit of just terrain painting here, please. I've just noticed that this is a little bit bare looking. Just fix that. And we can put like a statue or something in there to just hide the fact that it's just a big bit of concrete, really. In fact, I did get this, the search bar mod. So statue, let's see what we've got. We should have, yeah, this, the horse, the old rider statue. So that could go somewhere in here. Maybe here would be an interesting spot for it. So you come down this main avenue and you just get the rider statue right there. I think that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I kind of like that. What else have we got though? We don't have too many options actually, which is a little frustrating. I don't know what else I could put in there. We do, you know, have the option to go look at a bunch of props, but I really don't know what would go in these other concrete slabs. I don't think tables would be the way to go because, let's be honest, who's going to want to sit and eat their lunch in the middle of a super busy intersection? We do have a Christmas tree, which I don't think... I don't know, it's not quite the season. We do have this, which isn't bad looking, but it would kind of be floating there, which is not exactly ideal. We have another Christmas tree. What other plants have we got? We need something with like planters. We have event tents. I didn't know I had these. Those are pretty cool. We could build a market. Oh, we could build a market. Okay, I need to remember that I have those because I want to build a market is what I want to do. 100%. Also didn't know I had these. So I could do... Ooh, hold on a second. What if we were to do something like... Let's see here. So that's roughly... That looks about right. We'll do there. And then if we get you and put you there. And then put you... get them roughly lined up about there. Seems all right. That's not quite right, actually, but that'll be okay. We can sort of move it over a little bit, I think. Oh, no, we can't. Never mind. Let's just do the square. Let's just do the square. We have a bunch of these, by the way. We've got, like, circular ones. We got a bigger circular one, which might look better in there, actually. We've got, like, gravel ones as well. So let's just do... Oh, these are non-conforming, though. Okay, hold on a second. So NC on these means not non-conforming, I think. Yeah. So do we have a conforming 8-meter circle? We do. So let's just put a circle of grass there. And we'll just put a tree on it, I guess. Just something like this. Like right in the middle. We'll turn prop and tree anarchy on. That can go right in the middle. And that just breaks that up a little bit. You know? Just makes it look a little nicer. Like there's a little something going on. And then over here, I think we'll do exactly the same thing. With maybe a smaller circle. Maybe we do the 4-meter circle if they have one of those. What is it? Let's see. Block grass circle. Okay, let's just search for circle here. And see if we can find the 4-meter one nice and easily. So, what is this? That's the one. A little bit smaller than I realized, but that's okay. That looks about central. We'll just go ahead and grab another tree. Which, I don't think we want it to be that one. I think we want a smaller one. If possible. Something a bit like that. And I think, again, that looks okay. I think that looks the part. It just, you know, fills in that space. We got the statue down here. We got a couple of trees up there. We still got a bunch of buildings that need to go in. I really should keep the game running while I'm doing all this. So... I think the next step is going to be... They're in here somewhere. We've got some beautiful little plants along... Oh, that's zooming out. That's not what I wanted. We've got some beautiful little plants in here. I'm sure you've seen them. These guys right here. These tulips. And what I'm thinking I want to do is I want to get some blue ones. And I want to go from here. And I want to go to there. And I want them to be nicely spaced out, which they are. And then I want to do that again with some orange ones. So just along like this. And as you can see, oh, it's not what I wanted. Undo that. Let's do that again because I did it ever so slightly wrong. But if we do here and run the whole way along to that spot, we'll control click, then I can just drag them in like this, which is pretty nicely spaced out, and then we'll place them like that. And then what would look nice alongside those? I'm thinking the white ones here might look really nice. So we'll do this, and we'll go ahead, we can control click, we can drag those in there. And then we just have this like really nice, just little pattern of colorful plants on the other side of that fence, which actually doesn't look as nice as I wanted it to. I'm not gonna lie, it actually is really underwhelming. I was hoping for beauty and I got just meh. That's disappointing. If I got any other plants in here I could do that with. I have these guys. I'm pretty sure they're like, have any of you got color? No, you're just different sizes. Never mind. We've got these bushes. But I feel like... I don't know. Can't believe that. We got purple. We got like white. We got orange. Is it just... Does that look bad or is it just me? It looks... I feel like it looks bad. I feel like it's really underwhelming. I don't like it. I don't like it. I want to not do that. That's not nice at all. I want to get rid of those trees, so I'm gonna. And it annoys me because I thought I was being really clever for a second there. I thought I was like, yeah, this is gonna look great. And it just doesn't. It just doesn't. It just looks boring. It just looks really, really just boring. All right. So what would these guys look like? Let's start with the purple one. Let's start there. Oh, they're all different sizes. I think this might just look worse, which is impressive because that first display was not much better. Do that and then give me, I don't know, are these the white ones? I think they are, yeah. Give me the white ones. And we'll put those in the middle and we'll see what this looks like. I'm not gonna hold my breath. So what does that look like? Does that look bad? That looks not a lot better. Not a whole lot better. I think getting rid of the trees and the roads might be an idea, but let's just do some other work in here for just a minute here and see what we can do, because we want to get some nice trees in here, right? We want to get some stuff that's going to look like this area has some character to it. That's the word I keep using and overusing in this series. So we want to get some character in here. We can do just a few trees dotted around the place. We'll do one in like, maybe get a smaller one over here. So a little short pine on that corner. And maybe a little short pine just in there and in there as well. We don't want these like, we don't want them running into the monorail track where possible. So a few little short pines around, I don't think is going to hurt too much. It'll definitely hurt visibility for traffic that wants to take a left-hand turn there, but that's not my problem. That is a problem for the drivers to deal with. That is not a problem for me as the landscaper of this beautiful new park on this prime bit of real estate across from these beautiful historic buildings that have not just been built. It's not my concern. I don't need to worry about it. That is a problem for the city planner to deal with. Whoever manages traffic in Dorchester is just, you know, I feel sorry for him, honestly. You know, I would not want that job. You know, being a traffic manager, all that, I couldn't do it. I reckon, you know what? I reckon I'd be terrible at traffic management if I tried it. So it's a good thing that I don't really plan on doing that anytime soon, isn't it? Anyway, enough my ramblings. Let's get a little bit of detailing done here because I'm just waffling is what I'm doing. Let's be honest. Okie dokie, I think this looks all right. It's not really got as many small plants and shrubs in there as I would like, but I think it looks kind of cool. I like this look, and as we build things up a lot more, I think it's going to look a lot better. I'm a really big fan of like this sort of overgrown thing going on here. It's hard to explain it exactly because it's not quite overgrown. It's obviously got like some really, you know, precisely planted trees in there with the pencil pine trees and all that stuff. But I like the look of it just being this a little bit more foresty, a little bit more natural than it otherwise would be if it were like a really pristine Central Park kind of thing going on. I like this, especially as we add more density around it. I think it's going to look really, really cool. So that's just going to be our little central space there, which, by the way, if we get right down in here, I mean, you can see it does look the part. You know, it does sort of mask some of what's going on over there, but if we didn't have depth of field on, which I mean, I can very quickly just turn that completely off. You know, it just looks kind of cool, you know? It's this really beautiful row, these beautiful trees, and then these giant buildings just on the other side of them, which I think looks awesome. So that is what's going to be going on with that park. And while I've been doing that, the population has been climbing again. So I want to go ahead and I want to start building up this area back here is what I want to start doing. So let's go ahead and let's get ourselves, let's use this road here. Let's use the smaller avenue type road, and we'll bring this out to, let's see, we'll just bring it out to about here for the time being, because I want to bring this maybe under the train track will be a way to do it. So let's go and keep this normal. We'll go 1, 2, 3 and down. we'll go to there. And I think that was 9. So we want to go 1, 2, 3 and back up there. And I realized I've had prop and tree anarchy on that entire time. That's fantastic. Let's just fix that a little bit by adjusting you. There we go. I would kind of like to bring those nodes a little bit closer together if I can, just so it looks like the tunnel is, you know, a little more, a little closer to the train track. Actually, if I can get them to do that angle thing there, which they were sort of doing, that might look really interesting, having that kind of angle going on. I just don't know that that's going to be possible with the way these roads tend to work. So this might actually get a little bit trickier than it needs to. But let's go 3 there. Let's go 1, 2, 3. And let's see. We can go to 7. And then what is that going to be? So that's 7. We want to go underground from there and back up to about there. All right. So that's definitely closer. We can stretch you out a little bit. And I think that'll be okay. We don't need to go too crazy with it. Although, now that I think about it, zoning is going to be weird, so we do actually need to be really precise with the zoning here. I'm sorry, I'm being really, really picky with this. I realize 7 there and 1, 2, 3, 7 there. We're going to leave it be for the time being because we need these to actually line up as best as they possibly can. So let's just see what we can do. Let's go for, I don't know, something like this, and something like this. Take you out, angle that, get roughly the midpoint there. And then what we want to do is grab those segments and we'll just sort of curve this a bit. So it kind of curves out of the tunnel like that, which is actually clipping into the tunnel, which isn't great, but that's just going to be the way of it, I guess. That's a little bit annoying. We can do that though. So yeah, that's just gonna curve like that. So it comes away from the coastline there. And so that these roads can just run straight into it, essentially. That one maybe, well, that one actually can run, never mind. That one cannot run straight into it, good lord. Let's try and redo that a little bit, because that was horrible. Let's get you like this, and you like this, and just do all that again, because that was genuinely horrifying. So you're going to be there and you're going to be there. And I guess that's all right. It's just some kind of little curve going over. You can, what are you getting rid of? It's just a rock. All right, fair enough. This can go, I guess we can do a road there and that'll be okay. We'll take out the power lines for a second. We'll actually just take out those power lines completely because there is actually a connection over there, which is fantastic. And then I guess we could, oh, I don't know here. I guess what we do is we turn this section of road into a normal little road as well, and then try and maybe do a unique building at the end of it. Kind of similar to what we did down here with the sea and skyscraper. Maybe we just try and get like a little normal building out there and then put some keys around it or something. Because I do want this space back here. If I can get it to work, I want it to be, I think, an IT cluster. I think an IT cluster there would be interesting with like all of this older zoning surrounding it, or not surrounding it, being surrounded by it would be the way to put it. So I think that would be kind of neat. I think what I'm gonna do is also, why is that elevated? Let's keep you on the ground and let's bring some zoning to there. Let's bring some zoning to there, and let's just kind of keep going along with this. So again, we can kind of nicely surround all this space as best we possibly can. Because again, I think that'll look just really interesting. So we can have, let's see here. Let's do some offices in these spaces. Let's do some offices down this road, which is going to be a nightmare to get to, by the way, because you have to go out onto the one-way road. But then we can do, I guess, just a bit of residential in there because we have got the demand for it. And let's see, where's our district? So our district's only down here. Okay. So what we're going to need to do in that case is we're going to need to use the train tracks as a divider. In fact, no, we want to use this same district. So use the train tracks as the divider. Bring this down that main road. Fill up all of this space, and then everything built in there is going to be European, which will then be surrounded by a bunch of IT stuff, which I think will look really cool. So, what unique building are we using? That's the important question. What is this? The gherkin? I mean, it fits. Oh, it does, doesn't it? That actually looks kind of it looks a bit weird, actually. I think it'll look better with an IT cluster there. Also, all of my industry's dying. I don't think we're going to see an IT cluster back here anytime soon, but that's fine, I guess. Not really sure why my industry's dying, but whatever. It's probably something to do with the fact that, you know, I redeveloped a massive chunk of the city at one point there, but that's okay. We're not going to stress about it. We'll bring this over, bring this down, tidy it up a little bit for that road, and Amity Heights is going to be a beautiful IT cluster, is what it's going to be. And then Dale Park can be whatever, but let's just go ahead and fill this with offices. Just nice, beautiful, dense offices. Maybe not right against the gherkin though. Maybe that wouldn't be such a good idea, because it'll sort of, it'll get ever so slightly blocked by some of these towers. So maybe what we do is some kind of park in that space. I don't really know. Some kind of natural thing in there might look nice though. So let's move it. Let's grab the trees. Let's grab the props. Let me clear sort of that area so it's nice and empty. Let me clear that area so it's nice and empty as well. And then what we want to do is go in here with some keys. So we've got road guidelines on. We want to go from arguably from there, but we'll go from here, and we'll go back to there. We'll go from here, we'll go back to there, we'll connect those together, and then we'll just go in, grab the nodes, move the entire thing up, and it should be sorted. We'll grab the building as well while we're at it. So there we go. That, I think, looks kind of cool. I really like doing that with buildings, especially unique buildings, because it just really looks the part. And then with a little bit of terrain painting, we can go in here and, you know, make it look like it has this proper footprint going on. So something just like this the whole way around. Even though there are some trees in there that are on, you know, some concrete, we can kind of fix that is what we can do. So just take the painted concrete out from underneath the trees. And I think that looks really cool. I really do. We could, I guess, throw a little bit of commercial in here, because I don't think those buildings are going to be quite as tall. And I guess we could do a bit of commercial here as well. And I guess we'll not bother too much with parks and stuff in there. We'll just do that for the time being. Let's also just bring some pipes over so we don't, you know, totally forget to do that. And as for power, do you have some? You do. Okay. So we'll take some pipes up to there as well. Then the gherkin has got power and water, which is fantastic. We've got this little area building down here as well, which is also fantastic. It's all residential, and it also doesn't have water, which is not quite as fantastic, but there we go. So that little area is going to build up. This area back here is going to build up. We've got some zoning that can go in around City Hall, which might look a bit weird, admittedly, but that's okay. We still have a lot to do with City Hall, to be fair, and I didn't even touch this space over here. So before we wrap things up, let's see if I can do something really nice in this space. The first thing I want to do is I want to go in here and I want to search for parking, because I'm thinking a couple more parking lots down here wouldn't be a terrible thing. And I did get a few. I did go and get a couple of parking lots is what I did. So say there, and there for a couple of parking lots. Maybe not that one. But I do like the idea of getting a few more parking lots in here, because I feel like this mall would definitely have them. So what about that one? That looks a little bit better. So let's throw another one of those in. And we'll have two sort of additional parking lots there. And then what else have we got? I'm not going to cover this entire space in parking, by the way, just in case you're curious. That's not the plan here. But I do think getting, you know, that little bit extra in there would be kind of useful. We'll not do that either. I think, you know, we're fine for parking right there. This space over here, though, we've got some choices we can make because we could throw some plazas in there. We can't really fit that in there. We could put the info booth, but I think what I'd rather do is go ahead and search for grass for a second. We'll keep the game running while I do this. I don't really need to pause it. We'll search for grass. We'll get these tiles, and I think we'll try and make something that looks kind of nice and decorative. That's interesting for sure, but it's not quite what I'm going for. We'll do this. We can we default the angle? We can. We can move these together so they look more like one big section, which is kind of what we're going for. And then let's see. So the footpath is, that's not quite what I wanted to do. I'm not going to lie. Let me grab those props and just move them down. So you guys are going to go to, I want to say about there. I want to say that'll be fine. And then this path up here, we can do more props, say there. And I think that looks all right. And then this space in here, I'm tempted to do, I don't know, some, well, actually, can we just extend? Where do they all turn? I need someone to like go around the corner here. So that's roughly the corner. If I was to put those there, I mean, that one's for some reason not placed, but you get the idea. That's actually really weird that that one didn't place. Can I just copy you and put you there? No, it's not. No, oh, prop and tree anarchy's not on. That'll be why. Put you there. So that kind of extends back. And what we can do is go in here as well, grab this and put it on that corner. So that we kind of have this like little curve into that space. Maybe we bulldoze you as well and throw this onto that corner, or even like a little circle wouldn't be the worst thing. So something kind of like that, which is, you know, you can sort of see the, you can see the curbs and stuff poking through there, but that's all right. And then I guess over here, we can circle this around, or loop this around would be the better word to use there, but, you know, have you go that way, have you go, say, that way, connect those together, then we have like a nicely enclosed space. We can put some trees around it, we can put some benches in there, we can make it just really look the part, which is what I want to do. So, from here to there, we're gonna need to make sure the anarchy's turned on for this as well. Then we want to bring those together and then move the whole line if we can, which might be slightly tricky to do. So right about there, and then move these back until the clipping gets a little bit less weird, which it's probably not going to do. Actually, I take that back. That's perfect. Okay, I like that a lot. I do. I think take you and you out and then replace that with just like a little rounded bit at the end there. And that gives us a nice little area we can surround with trees. We can put some bushes in there. Not bushes, sorry. Benches in there. And turn it into a space for the little cafe, which I think will be lovely. So we need the right trees is what we need. I definitely don't think it's those ones. I think it needs to be something with a little bit of height to it. Something with a little bit of character to it. Now that's kind of cool. So maybe that can go at the back. And then maybe that one's a little bit more unique as well. So we'll put that one there. But those aren't necessarily the type of tree that I want surrounding this space. What I want surrounding it is, honestly, maybe like, that's way too big. Maybe the pencil pines would be what we go for here. Maybe we just go back to the trusted pencil pines and see what they can do for us. Those are quite nice if a bit bright. If it was a little bit darker, that tree, I'd totally use it. Let's just search for the pencil pines is what we'll do. So pencil, and we have, should be here. There it is, a pencil pine tree. I like it. You know what? I'm going to take those trees out. We're just going to do the pencil pine trees. So, line tool from there to there. And I think they need space out a little bit more. I don't think we want these to be too close together. So, I think that's okay. And then I think from there, to about there is fine. And I think just one right in that middle spot. Even that's maybe too much. Those trees are... Those are too big. Those are way too big. Okie dokie, it's not much, but it's mine and it does the job. We've got some car parks being used here. We've got some tables and parasols and some trees and all that stuff. We've got a little bit of grass there as well. I know the grass is all kind of a different shade, but I'm okay with that. I'll just, we'll ignore that. There's not a lot I can do about it. But I think this looks kind of cool. I don't think it's done yet. I think it could use a bit more work, but it definitely fills in that space and definitely does that particular job. This space over here, by the way, looking pretty good. I like to think it's looking pretty fantastic. And I actually like that it's kind of wrapping around there as well and still building, so that's good. We've got the good old IT cluster going up there as well, which is fantastic news because the gherkin is perfectly visible back there, but it's doing exactly what I wanted, which is giving us this massive skyline. Just blocking the view of the mountains, which I don't know if I like that, but it blocks the view of those. Ooh, hold on now. Hold on. Do I like that? I don't think I do. I think I actually kind of liked being able to see the mountains over City Hall. So maybe an IT cluster back there is not the option. Maybe that's not the answer. Maybe over here, an IT cluster would be a better shot so that we can go ahead and actually get that density in there, get those big buildings in there. But maybe this back here should stay. Maybe that should be European as well. That might be the way to do that. Make this part European. Let's maybe let's do that. Let's change this bit out in the middle to be residential. And then let's go in and say it's not going to be an IT cluster and it is going to be European. And then this bit over here, we can change you to be offices. And then I think we'll change some of you guys to be offices as well to sort of give us a bit of an IT cluster going on. So it's going to block that view, but it's not going to block those mountains back there, which I think would be kind of a big deal. And then hillside hills, I think you can be an IT cluster. And then I think this space back here can also be an IT cluster. So let's get our zoning in here for the district. Then let's go ahead and bring it down and around and all that stuff so that it actually, it's a neat district, because we all know the rule about neat districts and happy districts. They go hand in hand is what they do. But we'll tidy you up a little bit. And then Beechwood Square is also going to be an IT cluster, which I think is fair enough. So let's go ahead and give the specialization to you as well. You've already got it. And let's just let that build up a little bit is what we'll do. And I'm also realizing actually that that district can come off of there, because that can be a through road. That's fine. If anything, that road will probably need upgraded to be a through road, but we'll let it be a through road because honestly, why not? Might make those. Oh, that area is not going to be an IT cluster though. Hold on a minute. Let me just fix that so it is going to be an IT cluster, then tidy it up a little bit because we do want through traffic on that road, and tidy you up a little bit, then tidy you up a little bit just so that that's all nice and neat like, which is again what we want it to be. So we'll let all that build. That'll give us our IT cluster there, making this feel a little bit more surrounded, but it also means, and I need to turn prop and tree anarchy off because trees inside buildings, ew. But it will also mean that from here, you're still going to be able to see, what's that? That's just been built. It's just been built. How did this happen? I don't even care. I don't even care. That's their fault. They did that on purpose. They're like, I've got a tree in my living room. I'm setting it on fire. I don't care what happens. But the good news is from, City Hall, you're not going to be able to see the mountains behind it and smoke and flame, but that's hopefully not going to be permanent. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. It's been my absolute pleasure. On one hand, I feel like I've not done a whole lot. On the other, I feel like I have. We've got this park in here. We've got the European buildings going. We've got this little area in here. I don't know. I'm not sure what I've done in this episode. It's been one of those weird ones where it's taken me a while to record it. Not because it's been trouble. It's just time, you know, putting all those trees in takes time. But I have a feeling that there's more going to be cut out of this episode than there is going to be left in it. And that's a weird feeling. So, I don't know. We got this park in here. We got some European buildings. We got some fires. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. It's been my absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.